Janet from Coastal Love and Decor. Okay, I got another piece set up to pour resin on. I'm just putting clear resin on this. I put the crushed pearlized shells on the bottom. I've added the sea fan, and I believe it's from the Caymans. I'm not sure, but I want to thank my friend Gwen Lujan for sending me some sea fan that she brought back when she was there. So I decided to use it in this piece. Some unique different shells, mini shells, a mini pearl, your basic, and then I use Starlight glass, and the Starlight glass is crystal clear. The other glass I use is clear and it's got a blue tinge to it. This one, I loaded this with the Starlight glass. And here, this adorable turtle, which I'm going to take off and pour, and then put him back on. So I'm going to lift him gently. He's a nice sized turtle. I'm liking the color on this one. This is a new turtle I just got in. So I think he's adorable. So as you can see, I left a little blank space here. So he would sit flush because he is a decent sized turtle. So I have this little area here. All right, for this I did J. Diction High Gloss Epoxy, the 1.5 deep pour resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin. I'm using, I believe, 3 ounces on this. I have it already mixed up and ready to go. So let's get this poured. So normally you want to get your shells. I think I'm going to lift this one right here. This one has, this shell has clear through it, so I'm not worried about lifting this because I want to make sure that this all stays down and doesn't get loose underneath this. So let's start with that. I'm just gonna cover this up. I don't know, I may have to keep this piece. I don't know yet. I really like how it came out, or how it's laid out, but I'm sure tomorrow, once I take the tape off and it sits, it will be awesome. But the problem with my house is I don't have much wall space. So I'd have to take something down. So don't know yet. I really like this piece, but we'll see. So I'm just going to fill this all in, make sure everything gets covered. I'm trying to decide if I should just do part of this sea fan and not all of it. And that's where I think I'm going with it. Or maybe I should just, well, if there's anything that leaves a little drip, if by chance it could look like a bubble. That's what I'm going with. So I am going to cover this a little bit. But I do want to make sure I get along the edge. And you don't have to cover your big shells. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on my mood that day. And today I'm covering them. Deep concentration, guys, so I don't get it on my frame. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Now let's add this piece on here. And since I covered the rest, we're going to cover this one as 2. Make sure I got plenty in here for my sea turtle. But the thing about making resin pieces is you can look at something, try to mimic it, and it's not going to come out the same. It never does. So when you get a piece, a resin art piece, whether I make it or somebody else makes it, you're getting a one-of-a-kind piece. Which is totally awesome, I think. Okay, looks like everything is pretty much covered here. All right, I'm going to go over this area one more time. And I'm going to take my heat torch to it before I add my turtle. Get out any bubbles. Now we're going to add him right there. I'm just trying to make sure I get the same spot I had. There we go. I'm just going to push them in a little bit, move them around, make sure I got that resin on them. And I want his little fin on this one end off on the wood area a little bit. And let's move that in there like so. I'm just going to move that in. Make sure I got him. I'm not pouring it on him. I'm just going around him just to make sure he's in there good. And I did get some on there. And I will just take a Q-tip, hold it here, and just wipe it off. But that looks pretty good. And I seen one little spot here. There we go. And I think I'm good. And I'll just now I have some micro iridescent bubbles I thought I might add by this coral. Just a few. Okay, so I'm good with that. Let me walk around the other side. Okay, so I want to push some of this glass down toward him. There we go. That looks good. And yeah, I might sprinkle just a few around it, just to make it look like it's bubbles. I want to push this also. Get that down in there. And I think this is good. This is good, dude. All right, let me take a torch to it one more time. You don't want to over torch because you don't want to burn your resin. And these are iridescent bubble beads from Color Passion. So I'm going to take my gloves off, and I think I am going to just sprinkle a few in here. If I can get my gloves off. I can't do these little, they're so minute. Let me get my glove off first. Just a few in there. Gonna drop a few in there. Oh, moving my table here. Let's get some over here. And maybe a few more. I'm kind of trying to get them to sit on top. I've dropped a couple and that's gone into the resin. I kind of just want them to be on the top and look like little bubbles sticking to it. But if I keep dropping them on the floor, I'm not going to have any. I think that's going to be good enough. One on that side. Let's get one way up there. And that's all I'm going to do with that. I'm not sure if you're really going to see it that much, but you might. It's kind of hard laying down. So there you go, guys. So cover this up. Let it sit overnight. I'll come back in 10-15 minutes, just make sure I don't have any bubbles. And I will take the tape off tomorrow and I'll show you a picture. It's sunny out today here in Florida for a change. Hopefully it'll be shining tomorrow so I can take a nice photo for you guys. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and if you wouldn't mind sharing out the video, I would appreciate it. Bye.